Some of the action from last weekend's state playoff games, and we start the 7A semifinal action between Weddington and Grimsley. This was the fourth meeting in a row for these two schools in the semis. All four meetings of those, the winner would go on to win the state championship. Picking up Grimsley up 3-0. The Whirlies go up by 10 thanks to this 37-yard touchdown run by Ty Shoemake. That man can run football. Weddington's offense having a tough night, so the D would step it up and help out. It's going to be a loose ball. It's going to be picked up by Katie Cotton. He is going to take it all the way for the score. Guess what, folks? We have a ball game, 13-7. A little later, the Whirlies D stops Weddington on a big 4th and goal. Weddington with some momentum. Not for long. It's still a 13-7 ball game. Then in the closing seconds, Weddington one last chance for a win, but once again, Grimsley D says, The interception, the Whirlies win this one 13-7 and advance to the 7A state title game where they will face Clayton.
Yeah, Weddington just couldn't get the best of Grimsley. Nope. Now, 5A action for you as Crest took on Hickory, a huge matchup here in this one between these two teams, and Crest is going to come out swinging. Eli Hamrick airing it out early to Namaje Thompson all the way out, beating the defender for the first score of the night. Crest getting up early in this one. Now, Hickory would make some splash plays early on in this one. You're going to see their offense trying to get themselves together, and you're going to have Maddox McCree finding Ronan Nealon.
He's pointing and saying, go deep.
Yeah. Now, they would have to settle for a field goal, though, on that drive. Joe Glass taking the gamble. They're going to kick it onside. They wouldn't recover, but the defense comes up big. Hamrick on the screen pass, and it's picked off by Tony King. The Red Tornadoes take it to the other direction, but their red zone woes would continue. They're going to come up short again here. Crest Chargers defense getting the big stop when they need it, so they're going to kick another field goal. Now,
can't do that. You got to score touchdowns.
Now Hickory's going to block the punt on the next drive, tackle the kicker for a safety, so it's 8-7. Hickory special teams putting up all the points. Their defense continues to suffer. Namaje Thompson getting the reverse for his second touchdown of the game, and then to make it a true 7-point ball game, the Philly special. Eli Hamrick seeing how much it matters when you have to put the ball on the right shoulder there, right? Having to turn around to haul in that one, so it's 15-7. This is still in the first half. The Crest Chargers get the ball back. Eli Hamrick calling his own number.
That kid's a ball player.
He absolutely is, going to UVA next fall, and you can see why. He makes it 22-7 for halftime, and while the Red Tornadoes still had some fight in them, Crest would charge their way to the state title game in just the second year under Crest alum Greg Lloyd.
Yeah, so I was here a long time ago, I'm a Crest guy from that's where I graduated from, so I was just happy to be able to come back and do my small part, just come in here and just be a part of it.
Now the Chargers have a chance at their first state title in 10 years. More on that later on in the show.
All right, on we go with 3A playoff action from last Friday night. Shelby took on Lincolnton. This one was all Shelby, Jack.
Yeah, Land Farmer had the big rush on 4th down here to try to convert and keep this drive alive. He can make it happen over the air and on the ground. You see the prowess there when he puts his body on the line.
All-time touchdown leader for Shelby.
Absolutely. This is going to set up the touchdown from Jonas Woods, bullying his way into the end zone to get the scoring opening up early for the Lions. Now we're going to see Lincoln trying to get something going. The speed option, the pitch, the fumble.
Can't put it on the ground.
That's going to lead to another Shelby touchdown, so they're already up big. Shelby would not stop in this one in the red zone. Woods, though, is going to get stripped on a different drive here. And now Lincoln gets the ball back with a chance to try to make something happen before the first half ends. They really need to try to get something going here,
right,
but they wouldn't get anything going. Now, Shelby driving downfield again, all the way out here. Look at that pass.
Nice grab.
Catch to Calvin Ramsher. It's going to set up the field goal. So again, they're up. 2-minute drill at the end of the half for Lincoln. Rashad Lynch trying to get something going for the Wolves. He looks over to the left, to the right. In the middle, he finds Messiah Thompson, bringing down the prayer of a pass there to get them in good standing and near the red zone, but they're not going to be able to connect, coming up just short. The little shovel pass did not get there.
Look.
Yeah, Shelby is going to come out swinging. You're going to see just a lot of action here. Kendrick Raper getting the score on this touchdown play. Shelby heading to the state championship. Big play and big time for Shelby.
All right, well, the North Carolina schools were determining their state championship matchup. South Carolina crowned theirs. We start with Northwestern, who took on Irmo, and this one, folks, was never close. The Trojans took control from this one and get the goal, and they dominate every facet of the game. The offense moving at will, the defense doing the same thing, getting pick 6 from Tamarian Watkins, the kid who's headed to Texas A&M. The special teams, they got involved on the night. The blocked punt, it was returned for a score. Northwestern, who lost to Irma last year in this game by a field goal, gets redemption and wins the South Carolina 5A Division II championship 55-13.
Well, actually, you know, Northwestern, they got 2 state titles in a row, beating Irmo last year.
You're right.
On that last second field goal. But hey, so that I get to do something that they have never done in school history, getting 2 in a row, and head coach Paige Wofford was pretty excited about it.
Now, I'm happy. I'm happy for these kids, happy for the school, happy for the city of Rock Hill. You know, these kids come to us as 9th graders. They stay 4 years, and they know if they stay 4 years, they're going to get a chance at a championship in Northwestern. And in a day and age where the transfer portal is happening in high school and you get kids moving all over the place, for our kids to stick with us and just stick with our program of culture and development and just trying to be good citizens first and coming out here and winning, you know, it's just, God is good. That's all I can say is God. It's a God thing, 100%.
And they weren't the only team from Football City, USA to come home to Rock Hill as state champs. We saw in the next day, Saturday, South Carolina 4A matchup, South Point Stallions taking on South Florence. The Bruins came into this one as the reigning state champs, but today, that day was not their day. South Point had some great performances from Jazavion Currents and R.J. Brown, who rushed for over 190 yards and 2 touchdowns, leading the Stallions to the 35-14 championship win for the school's 8th title. You see South Point just was firing on all cylinders, far down the sideline, through the air, through the ground, and different touchdowns in different ways. South Point didn't make it to this game last year, lost in the state semifinals, so this was really trying to make sure they could get a redemption in this one. You see, look at that rush down the sideline, on the toes, getting in where he needs to, and then, like we said, Jazavion Currents, the South Carolina Gamecock commit, he was making it happen on both sides of the field as well, getting that touchdown late in the game. This one was not close, and head coach Bobby Collins was just proud of how his team showed up.
Football City USA, this is what we do in Rock Hill. I mean, it starts at a young age. Nobody trained the way we do. I just thank God, man, for him just having his grace and mercy over me and this football team all season long. My kids persevered. You know, they show up every day like grown men and go to work. Whenever it's tough, they still show back up the next day and go to work.
All right, congrats once again to the South Point Stallions. It was their 7th state title, as we said. And a footnote, the last time both Rock Hill schools won state titles in the same year, 15 years ago, back in 2010.
That's pretty awesome. Yep. Now, we've got more Varsity Spotlight coming at you. Next, we'll take a look back at the Bronco Nagurski Awards from Monday night, where some local high school gridiron stars earned some accolades. That's coming up next.
Hudson Clavin from Providence Day, who was named the 2025 Student Athlete of the Year. This award, presented by Bay Hackle Sports, Clavin played on the defensive line and helped lead the Chargers to a state title.
what sports means to me is it really shows the culmination of not all my efforts, but also all the effort that have been put into me both by my family and my coaches. I really like to thank Coach Greer, Coach Trepp, Coach Baker, as well as my mother and father, who have done nothing but support me on my educational journey and my athletic journey in football. None of this would have been possible without any of them.
Incredible student, incredible young man, great family, but just not a football guy. I don't think he ever watched a game on TV before. And to see him commit to it and just become a great teammate, he loves his teammates. They love him. And but he became a force for us. He was not only on the team, he was a great player, started for us with a nationally ranked team, and he made plays. He's just, can't say enough about his journey and how proud we are of us.
It's almost indescribable. I mean, he's an incredible young man. And to see where he's come from, both on and off the field, unbelievable. So, I mean, it's hard to put into words, seeing him win an award like this tonight. Really, really special.
So congrats to Hudson. Now, a couple of other awards handed out were the High School Leadership Award. That was given to Tamarian Watkins, as we showed him earlier, getting that pick 6 from Northwestern. The Luke Kuechly Defensive Player of the Year, that went to Dallas Brannon of Independence. Adam Hastings of Indialand won Coach of the Year. And Letitia Ortiz of Palisades, she won the Female Flag Football Student Athlete of the Year. Congratulations. Those are some big awards, and I know it meant a lot to Hudson. It meant a lot to Bayhackle Sports to be able to sponsor an award like that. So congrats to all of them.
Absolutely. You talked about, Texas Tech there, Texas A&M with Tamarian Watkins.
Right.
So a lot of representation for that area. And we have our own award to give out after nearly 4 months of great high school football action in the Queen City and surrounding areas. It's time to take a look at our Varsity Spotlight Play of the Year from the Gridiron. There were a lot of great plays this season, but this one was tough to beat. We selected it as the Play of the Year. We head to East Meck all the way back to week 6. The Eagles playing host to Ballantyne Ridge. Last play of the half. It's raining. The handoff is fumbled. The horn sounds off, ending the half. You figure you just fall in and go to the locker room, but not this guy.
Right.
You see, look at Aiden Donnelly taking it all the way to the house. 95 yards to find the end zone for the East Meck touchdown. Now the Eagles would go on to win that game as well. That is our Varsity Spotlight 2025 Play of the Year. You can see head coach Lenny Sanders losing his mind.
Listen, I was at the game, I was shooting it, and that's why I was at that end. Normally I have plays coming at me, and I'm like, no, I'll just stay here because they're just going to take a knee.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it fumbles, and I'm like, there's no way he's going to pick it up and run with it. Next thing you know, he picks it up, and, 90-plus yards later, and just to see the head coach running down the sideline like that, it was crazy play.
Yeah, and you could say, most of those situations, maybe the defense would just kind of stop thinking the game.
Well, I think when the horn sounded, a lot of them thought maybe it was over.
I don't know, because he had to get a couple blocks there, in between that play to get down the field. So heads up teammates, had made sure that he had the blocks he needed.
Play till you hear the whistle.
Absolutely.
All right. Hey, listen, there's more Varsity Spotlight straight ahead as we head to the Hardwood and check in on some basketball games that took place on Tuesday night. We'll have those right after this. More Varsity Spotlight coming at you.
last week's high school football games. So now let's get you set with some of the other high school sports being played, and we start out on the hardwood with a highly anticipated matchup as conference play begins in the NCIS Metro-Lina. Undefeated Gaston Christian on the road against Concord Academy. Early on, Alessandro Laparia with the spin and the mid-range to get the score going early for Gaston Christian. So the Eagles need to get an answer early at home. You're going to see the drive here. And then Lincoln Raper, he's going to get the spin and the put up as well. With a nice finish there just outside of the paint. Laparia was really on fire for Gaston Christian. He didn't have a whole lot of misses. This would be one of them with some tough defensive coverage. It's going to go up, but the putback in the and one as Deshaun Woods is in the paint to finish it off. Now, James Minland, the junior, has been on fire all season. You can see getting his own and one there to put Concord Academy just up ahead. And these kids in high school, they can do just amazing things. Look at the almost dunk there. They don't always do so. And he was firing back at the fans because those student sections are so close to those players. But in the end, Concord Academy is going to give Gaston Christian its first loss of the season. Big win for Concord Academy. Now going out to Concord High School, we take a look as undefeated Carson came into historic Reimer Gym looking for revenge against the Spiders, who beat the Cougars twice last season. CP Perry misses the long shot there, but Jacob Mills getting the putback. Second bucket here, Eli Covington draining the three-pointer. They did that quite often in this matchup. Deontay Hester going for the drive, and look at the slam, the deny there.
That's some D there.
Yeah, and then on the inbound ensuing, Tyrell Witherspoon. He plays on defense in football and in basketball as well. He gets the putback there. The Spiders would put up a fight, but 21 triples from the Cougars would put them over the top in this matchup.
Did you say 21?
21.
That's crazy. All right, on we go. Charlotte Catholic making the trip to South Mech. Early on, Charlotte Catholic came out strong on offense. The Cougars' Jack Siegel pulls up from the foul line, drains the jumper. Meanwhile, the Sabres with some good ball movement. Pierce Page with a nice pass to Ben Hoopt. Nice name, lays it up and in. A little bit later, Jim Gatehouse from South Mech. The strong move into the lane, the bucket, and the foul. In the end, Charlotte Catholic pulls out to win this one 66-60. Now, before the men took to the court, the women tipped off the night. Game one on the night, the Cougars with some good ball movement early on. It ends up in the hand of Sarah Williams, who will drain the baseline three. This one tied up at the half, 29 all. Second half, South Mech starts to pull away thanks to a shot like this. Three-pointer by Kate Kendrick. The Sabres then would work the ball inside. They're going to get the bucket and the foul coming up right here. South Mech pulls away in the second half. They get the win 67-58 over Charlotte Catholic.
I feel like our team lacked a little bit of defense in the first quarter. We kind of underestimated the team as they came in here and showed us that they could compete with us. And so we had to turn it up a notch because we are the team that can play defense full court, that can get the steals, that have all the athletic ability on our team, and we have all the pieces to contribute to a basketball game.
So yeah, she mentioned the second half, the defense. That's what their coaches preached all year long, is making sure you come out and play strong in the second half. That's what they did. 29 all at half. I'm thinking, okay, we got a ball game, but Charlotte Catholic could just never get it going, and it's because South Mech they put that D out there and played a great game. Offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds. They just kind of took control, and that's what good teams do. When it's 29 all at half, good teams figure out a way to come away in the second half and get the win. So congratulations to South Mech on that. Tough one for the guys, though. They lose.
Yeah, that is a tough one. And then you take a look like teams like Carson staying undefeated. Big win on the road as well. And you talk about it. They had 76 points. 63 of them were three-pointers.
That's crazy.
They only had
about that.
About a couple of layups, 2-pointers.
Having to know what the percentage was from beyond the arc.
Had to be pretty good. And then they had only one free throw there to get to the rest of the points. So a big performance from Carson and all these teams as conference play starts up. Now, we've got one more segment for you, and coming up, we're going to set the table for the state championship games that start tomorrow at Keenan Stadium in Chapel Hill. More Varsity Spotlight up next.
It was a big part of that for the Huskies in the first half. The defense has been
High school championships will get underway.
Yep, we're talking about 8 title games being played over 3 days in 3 locations, and 3 teams from our area will be looking to win, of course, a state title. And we start with the 8A title game that will be played tomorrow night at 8 p.m. between Huff, the 1 seed from the west, taking on Millbrook, the 2 seed from the east. Both teams come into this title game with a perfect 13-0 record, Huff earning their trip with a 24-0 win over West Charlotte in the state semis. Huskies head coach Deshaun Baker says this is all about one goal this team is focused on all season long.
It's hard, man, but you know what, man? I think these boys, they got one common goal, is win the championship. You know what I mean? And they down for each other. They fight each other Monday through Thursday. And again, like I tell everybody on Friday, they come together, man. So I think they just want to see each other happy and, you know, they want to see each other bring this chip home. Man, it's nice, man, when you're out here in this type of weather and it's cold. I mean, you had a good season, man, especially when you this deep into the playoffs. Man, I'm just looking forward to the experience when we get there, man, and bring home this championship.
Now on Saturday, the 5A championship game will take place at 8 p.m. at Durham County Memorial Stadium with Crest taking on Hunt. Hunt is the 1 seed coming out of the East bracket, while Crest is the 4 seed coming out of the West. The Chargers are earning their trip to take this game by taking care of business last Friday night against Hickory, who ended their season last year. Crest won this year's semifinal game 39-21. It was really vindicating for head coach Greg Lloyd in his second season as the Chargers head coach. Hear what he and Eli Hamrick had to say about this matchup coming up.
Schedule, our conference schedule, our non-conference schedule, and then our playoff run does get you ready for another big game. And of course, it's not going to guarantee us any kind of win. We've got to go out there and play. This Hunt's very good, and they're capable of beating anybody. So it's going to be a great game, and you know, we're just looking forward to that challenge.
You know, it's always tough losing and ending your season, but I think that one was especially tough. I mean, as you get older, you kind of it kind of gets surreal that your time is ending. So seeing those seniors and how upset they were last year kind of gave me a little extra motivation this year. And but yeah, you know, we just have a bunch of great guys, great offensive line, great receivers. Just get the ball. All I have to do is just get the ball to them, and they're going to make plays for me.
You can see that slate there. This will be the chance to get their first state title in 10 years. Like I said, they had that 7th state championship they're looking for. And a footnote, Hamrick's dad was the quarterback for Crest when they won their first title back in 1994, playing quarterback as well. So a lot of history on the line there. Now, final title game to get you ready for is the 3A championship game that will be played at 2 just before on Saturday in Durham, featuring the other team from Cleveland County, Shelby, taking on Kinston. These are the only 2 teams left in all 8 classifications that did not play a bye.
Wow.
They've each won 5 straight to get here. Shelby is the higher seed at 10 with Kingston.
That's crazy.
As the 14 seed. Shelby blanked Lincolnton last Friday night 30-0 to earn their way. Kinston took out the 1 seed from the East, James Keenan, and on the scoreboard practicing for this game, they had their play off and they just were ready for this game.
Take a listen.
We believe that nobody that we play against played a teams like we playing. Like, even Crest is in the state championship, so we don't believe anybody has played non-conference like us. And then, so we kind of set that up to, like, for the playoffs now. We don't think we see a team like Crest, so that's Wilbank sets it up so that we realize, okay, we can go against anybody. We win against Crest, we can play against anybody. So,
but I'm just happy for them because they put in a lot of work. Some of them have endured some criticism. Some of them endured some adversity over the last couple of years. So it's rewarding to see their work paid off. And, you know, kind of our theme verse in Galatians 6:9, man, never get tired of doing what's right. What's honorable in time, you'll reap a reward. So that may be over this 4-year stretch in their career. But they just kept doing what's right, kept on fighting, and now they're at the ultimate game, and hopefully.
Yeah, it's going to be a great matchup. You see, there's going to be Thursday night, and then you've got the Saturday games as well. This would be a chance for a lot of state championship action. We've already got 3 state champs from the area. Looking to see if there's going to be 3 more. You can catch all these games right here on WCCB.
All 8 of them.
Yep, starting tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m. with the 1A state title game.
Of course, that'll be followed up A game 8 p.m. We'll have 2 more Friday, 4 on Saturday. Crazy stuff. We'll see you next time on Varsity Spotlight. Have a good holiday.